Hey there, crazy kids. I am the good old gamer, and it's time for another GOG log, just for the funsies. And today is March 17th, 2015. And what am I going to do today? First thing I'm going to do is make a chest so I can dump off the stuff. Everything I don't need is going to get dumped off in a chest. I guess right there. Get rid of that, that. Right. Now, let's go ahead and kill us some chickens. Mostly for food, because I just realized I only have one bit of food left. I'm not too worried about killing off the chickens because, as you saw, I have quite a few eggs in that chest that I can use later. Sheep. I hate to kill you, but you give food as well. Ooh, what's in here? It's a cave or something. I'm not ready to go down there yet. But that's cool to know that that's in there. Got a few more eggs. Right. Let's go cook up this food now. I should probably just have made mushroom stew, but whatever. Sorry about that, excuse me. You know what, we've got a couple apples. So... But I do kind of want to stay here and make the use of that extra coal to get this mutton cooked. So I guess we will. I want to go down in the video today. I want to go down to the abandoned mineshaft, see what's in there. I'll get to the vlogging stuff in a minute, because I know that's what this GOG log deal's about, but that's okay. Hopefully that cooks that in time. Nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop off the chicken, and we'll keep the mutton and the apples for now for food. And let's go see if we can find out what's in that abandoned mine shaft. I think it's over here, right? Ooh, and there's a zombie. Okay, now let's see. How are we going to get down there? Nope, that's not going to do it. Zombie's probably going to fall down there eventually. But there's not a lot we can do about it. Don't have a bow or anything. So down we go. I'm really just hoping we find maybe some treasure. It's been a while since I've been in an abandoned mineshaft, so I'm kind of curious. Now I gotta light it up. Uh-oh. I hear spiders, and in an abandoned mineshaft, that's not a good thing, because that's always those poisonous cave spiders. Well, this isn't too much to look at. I was hoping for some treasure. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Let's see, what can I find? Nothing but death. Fantastic. Sorry, I don't know what is with my throat today. It does not want me to talk. Anyways, so what was all the vlogging stuff I wanted to do? Well, the main topic of the vlog that I wanted to speak about today, if my throat will let me talk, is that in my previous vlog I mentioned doing like a first impressions series of videos when it comes to all of my Steam games. Last I checked, I had 569, if you can believe. And my good buddy Mindfiend brought it to my attention that I should consider a different format for it in regards to the fact that if I just start off a game fresh, brand new, and just do the first 20 minutes of it, that I may end up spending those 20 minutes or so, half an hour, whatever, just fumbling around trying to figure out the controls and all that sort of deal. And that's a good point, because if I'm spending all that time fumbling about with the controls, trying to figure things out, then we're obviously not going to be progressing very far into the game, as compared to if I knew what I was doing. And I believe he suggested something along the lines of play a couple hours in and then make a video at that point, a few hours into the game, which is a decent suggestion on its own. But there is the fact that I want to do the first impressions series because I don't really have the time to be playing these games as much as I would like to, as much as a full-on like Let's Play series would allow for. And so I think I've come up with a compromise for this particular situation. And that is that I play off camera for just long enough to figure out the controls of whatever game I'm trying to give impressions of. So, you know, probably 20 or 30 minutes on my own, whatever, just to try and figure out the controls, figure out what I'm doing, know what I'm supposed to do, and then make the video for you guys. Just play it over again for you guys the first 20 or 30 minutes, whatever. After knowing what it is I'm doing in the game, and then I guess I've been everywhere I can get to from this level. Okay. So I need to find a way down further. And then by doing that, by knowing what I'm supposed to do, having a decent idea about the controls and stuff, by doing that, I'm thinking that we may progress farther in the game as a result than I would have if I was fiddling around with the controls and stuff. So by that I mean the let's say, whoops, didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Let's say that in a blind 20-minute run, for example, I can get 2 levels into a game. Assuming the game has different levels and stuff. I can get 2 levels into a game if I'm just fumbling around, blind, brand new, everything. But let's say if I've had my own introductory playtime with it, so I know the controls and stuff, let's say I can get 3 or 4 levels in the same amount of, 20 to 30 minute introductory gameplay. That's actually something to consider, And that's why I have come up with this idea to go ahead and get used to the controls on my own first. Just play enough to get used to the controls or whatever. And then make the introductory video for you guys, because I could get farther without having to mess around figuring things out. Now, the reason that I don't want to play a couple hours into a game and then give you guys a video from that point is, well, 2 reasons. First of all, like I said, I don't really have that amount of extra time to just play on my own like that and then make a video. And another reason is that while I understand that there are often tutorials to various games, and that especially within like the first half hour to an hour or whatever, I could just be sitting around in a tutorial doing that instead of playing, whatever portion of the game is considered the quote-unquote real portion of the game. While that is something to consider that Mineshaft brought up, the other thing is part of what makes a good game is that it draws you in pretty quickly. Whether it's a tutorial or not, I mean, everybody knows when you start up a game, you're probably going to have a tutorial, especially if it's one of the more of the complex kind of games. Obviously, the simpler a game is, the less likely there'll be a tutorial, but what makes a game a good game is that it'll draw you in regardless. So it might have a half-hour tutorial, might have an hour tutorial. It might have, if the first few missions are tutorial missions, depending on whatever the game is. But it should draw you in regardless, due to the characters, the story, the setting, the gameplay, the graphics, whatever. There should be something to draw you in, And if it doesn't draw you in that first introductory area, then first of all, it's not a very good game because it's not going to keep an audience to continue to play the rest of it. And second of all, it's just something to consider in the whole first impressions deal. Well, this game in the first introductory 20-30 minutes was boring, you guys. Keep that in mind if you think you want to check this game out. That's something to consider. I don't know. That's my idea on my plan for this first impressions kind of run of these Steam games that I'll never really probably get through on my own otherwise. Just sort of an introductory deal. That way, I can cover Minefiend's point about at least having a decent idea of the control scheme and stuff, so I can get farther into the game. But at the same time, keep it still like an introductory, like first impressions sort of deal. Because I do like that idea too, just as a concept of um, can a game reel you in the first like 20 minutes? And that's something to consider. If it can't, then that's definitely something you should keep an eye on. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. There's not a whole lot in this abandoned mineshaft that I was actually looking forward to. I was hoping to find some chests or something. But so far, it's kinda lame in here. I mean, the minecart tracks are nice, but that's about all this is going for, it looks like. So anyways, that brings me to another part of the second part of the reason why I'm making this vlog video, besides just wanting to look into this mineshaft. Talking about that first impressions sort of video series idea and control schemes and getting to know them and stuff. Do you guys have an easy time learning new controls for a game, or does it take you a while? Meaning, can you switch from game to game to game? Let's say, is it easy for you to play Wow, that was a bad creeper. That creeper should have blown up about 2 or 3 times. Is it just as easy or pretty easy for you guys to play a like, let's say 5 games over the course of a week as it is to play one? Like, I don't know, are you quick to catch on to different control schemes and stuff like that, and can you easily switch back and forth from different games over the course of like a week? Or do you like to stay in like 1 or 2 games until you get them through and then move on to the next ones or whatever? For me, I think it's kind of somewhere in the middle, if that makes sense. I have several games series going on my channel, as many of you know, from Skyrim to Jade Empire to, well, I'm going to be getting back into Sleeping Dogs, and then Minecraft and FTL. And I need to get out of here. I usually stick to 1 or 2 games for a considerable amount of time and then switch over to the next set of games for an amount of time and so on. So I would say it's kind of half and half for me in that how do I get on out of here? In that I wouldn't say easily, but I can switch between different control schemes, but it's not my favorite thing to do, so I kind of hang on to the same sort of games for a little while, and then I move on. But I don't need to complete like a game all the way through before I move on to another one. I don't know. I need to get up there. Didn't I? I think I fell through one of these things somewhere. Wasn't it right by the lava? Where was that at? I thought I fell through somewhere. I don't know. I need to get up. I guess I'll have to dig up if I can't find the way. Ooh, maybe right here. Where's my staircase? Right here? There we go. So we'll get up, we'll head home. Those are just some things I felt like asking you guys, or telling you guys, depending on the situation. So I've modified my little idea for the first impressions series of videos, and I'm just curious about how you guys handle different control schemes and stuff. Do you do it on a often basis, or do you stick with one or two games for a while? I don't know. That's going to be another thing I got to think about with the first impression series on all those different Steam games, is that I'm going to be switching control schemes quite a bit, so hopefully I don't get confused or whatever, but I guess we'll see. Anyways, this was just a random video. I just mainly wanted to check out that Mineshaft and let you guys know I've heard your comments on my recent videos. Thanks you guys, not just Mindfiend, but Dreamwalker, and I've had a few other comments, and I really appreciate it. You guys seem to be giving me some pretty good support, and that's awesome. And suggestions are always welcome on anything I do, of course. So I look forward to hearing from you guys some more. Thanks for watching, boys and girls. That'll be it for now. This has been a GOG vlog for March 17th, 2015. Stay tuned for more later. Bye-bye for now.